Of the holidays by bungee jumping from the highest bridge in Varna, Bulgaria. That's a favorite spot for daredevils.
Did he keep the beard on?
He kept the beard on.
We can't see.
I don't know why Snow White was there, but she was.
In Spain, thousands of motorbike enthusiasts donning Santa costumes took part. Oh, we're not going to see that one in Spain. It was in Barcelona. It started in 2013, and there were 7,000 Santas. Too bad for that.
And finally, we head to Santa Claus Village in Lapland. The village received about 500,000 letters and wish lists every year. This year, most of the festive mail arrived from China, Poland, the UK, and Japan. More than 500,000 people visit the village each year. They meet Santa, play in the snow, and get into the festive spirit. Santa's message to the world this year: nature is our friend, and we have to help our friend out. Merry Christmas, Santa, and Merry Christmas to you, Susan. You're off tomorrow.
To you as well, and welcome back.
One day together, that's enough. Yeah. We'll see you back here again tomorrow. Have yourselves a good evening. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.
Right now at 5, new body camera video has been released in a Madison officer-involved shooting, while the district attorney says no officers will face charges.
It has been over a year since the fatal explosion in Sun Prairie. Now the city is deciding what could be built at the site of the explosion.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 5.
And thanks for staying with News 3 Now. The Dane County DA says no officers will be charged in a fatal shooting that happened on Madison's west side back in October.
New police dash cam video was released today. Police were called to a home on Raymond Road on October 27th. Police say 64-year-old Dean Thomas was armed and shooting at officers when they arrived. Officers say they gave Thomas commands to drop his weapon, and when he didn't comply, one of the responding officers shot him. Thomas died from his injuries. Officials say 3 officers were involved in the shooting, including Sergeant Ryan Gibson, an 18-year veteran with the Madison Police Department. The other officers included Sonny Martinez, an 11-year veteran, and Justin Nelson, a 5-year veteran. Dane County District Attorney Ishmael Ozan released a statement saying those officers were, quote, responding to that threat with deadly force is permitted under the law.
City of Sun Prairie looking at possible plans to redevelop the area of land destroyed by the explosion almost 2 years ago now.
One consultant's plan includes building residential and commercial spaces at the corner of Main and Bristol Streets. Gabriella Becerra joins us now with a look at the proposal. Gabriella?
Sun Prairie's working with consultants from the Lakota Group, which is an urban planning company, to engage the community in finding what they want this space to turn into. The group produced multiple concepts, many of which include elements such as mixed-use buildings, a boutique hotel, and a festival street, which would be a space where the city could hold street fairs. Sun Prairie Mayor Paul Esser says they would like to add to the Main Street area while keeping the aesthetic of the older buildings the same.
Want that classic look and would expect that they would be predominantly residential with some retail on the first floor, but again, light retail and restaurant oriented.
The land is privately owned, so the city and consultants will take these ideas to them and see what this empty space could look like. The Planning Commission will see the concepts for the space in January 2020, and I will have more, including what the community is hoping to see in this developed space, tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
All right, we will see you then. Thanks, Gabby.
The man accused of shooting and killing a Dodgeville man earlier this month is officially charged. 20-year-old Marcus Hamilton Jr. charged with 10 counts, including first-degree reckless homicide. Hamilton stood mute, and a not guilty plea was entered by the court on his behalf. According to a criminal complaint, Hamilton was meeting a group to sell the marijuana. 18-year-old Gunnar Holum was reportedly in the driver's seat. Witnesses told police Hamilton got into the back seat, pulled out a gun, told them over and over to give them everything they had. That's when he shot and killed Holum. Hamilton's bond was reduced to $250,000.
A man is arrested and a woman has serious injuries after a crash in Monroe County. Deputies say it happened on Highway 21 near Ensign Road about 2:35 Sunday morning. Officials say 73-year-old Jareen Peasley of Oakdale had parked her vehicle on the shoulder of the road to deliver a newspaper when her car was hit by 36-year-old Charles Davis Jr. of Toma. Peasley was taken by helicopter to a hospital. Deputies say her injuries are potentially life-threatening. Deputies say Davis Jr. was arrested on suspicion of operating while intoxicated and was booked at the Monroe County Jail. A $10,000 signature bond was set for him today in Monroe County Court. He's expected to be back in court next month.
Well, many out there enjoying the warmer weather as a white Christmas simply not in the works this year. Here's meteorologist Dana Fulton. Dana?
Just not an option for us in southern Wisconsin. You're going to have to travel a little further north if you're hoping to see some snow, but it's really good travel conditions outside. That's the silver lining, of course, to not having the white Christmas. We're going to stay quite mild actually tonight and into Christmas Eve. Dry weather expected for Christmas Eve. Now, Christmas Day, we may have a little bit of drizzle come through, but nothing to write to Santa Claus about. As far as the road conditions are concerned, things should, again, stay nice and dry. Cloudy skies, but you should be all good for Christmas Eve on the roads and in the skies. Temperatures tomorrow will again climb to the upper 40s. We're expecting a mild trend for the next several days, but we may be seeing a little bit of rain towards the end of that forecast. We'll take a closer look at what's ahead for the next 10 days in just a few minutes.
All right, Dana, thank you. A local state representative wants to eliminate the sales and use tax on diapers and tampons.
Madison Representative Melissa Sargent helped introduce the bill last week. Our Amy Reed joins us now to explain why a local nonprofit is very excited to hear this news. Amy?
The Dane County Diaper Bank has been pushing for a bill like this for almost all of 2019. The executive director says these few extra dollars that the tax adds can make a big difference in these families' lives. Now they hope other lawmakers will get behind this effort to remove it.
Someone loves trains at our house. What about you? What do you love?
Ask Megan a year ago.
Do you love diapers?
There's no way she would have guessed her answer would be yes. Even as a mom of two, her diaper expertise didn't come until the donations did.
So we have 2s, 5s.
Thousands of diapers she gives out every month to about 120 families.
This is our bread and butter right here, pull-ups. This is like gold at the diaper bank.
It's part of the Dane County Diaper Bank, Megan Sollenberger's third full-time job.
It breaks my heart to know that there are kids in this county that are going to bed at night without something as simple as a clean diaper.
She hopes a new bipartisan effort led in part by Madison Representative Melissa Sargent will help. The bill would exempt diapers as well as tampons, sanitary napkins, and undergarments for incontinence from sales and use tax.
I think that some people minimize the impact just a few dollars a month might have on a family. But I think that's really overlooking the bigger problem of the deep-rooted impact poverty has on a family.
The National Diaper Bank Network says diapers can cost a family $70 to $80 a month per baby, leaving 1 in 3 families struggling to provide clean diapers for their kid. In part of a statement to News 3 Now, Sargent said menstrual products, diapers, and undergarments for incontinence are not a luxury or optional. They're necessities. This bill simply works to recognize these products as the necessities that they are.
We think it's really critical to help people save money wherever they can, even if it's pennies on the dollar when they're purchasing diapers. We think that a small change could go a long way for the families that we serve.
Sargent has tried for a similar version of this bill in years prior, and those had cost estimates around $2 million to sales tax revenue.
Amy, thank you.
Dane County raises its commitment to address the mental health needs of residents here. County Executive Joe Parisi signing a resolution creating the Universal Access Resource Center for improved mental and behavioral health care, amending the budget in the county to add $500,000 in county funds to create the center, which is expected to open in the summer. It'll help those struggling with mental health and addiction challenges get connected with the help they need.
So the call center will be open from noon till 4 a.m. to begin with, 7 days a week, so that if someone finds themselves needing a place to turn, they can call. They will have someone there who will help them and help them get connected to their services.
That initiative, part of the C.J. Tubbs Fund for Hope, Healing, and Recovery, an effort to better serve those battling mental illness and addiction. Salvation Army making a final push for its Red Kettle campaign. Last count, donations for the organization were a little over $300,000, but the goal is $600,000. Red Kettle campaign donation supports 7 housing programs, 2 homeless shelters in Dane County. That campaign officially ends tomorrow at 8 p.m.
Well, we're seeing some near record-breaking warm temperatures. The overnight lows can still be very cold, especially when you have nowhere to go. That's why groups like the Friends of the State Street family have teams out every evening checking on people who have no option but to spend the night sleeping outside. They're always looking for volunteers to help. But this time of the year, they say their biggest need is help making sandwiches, which can actually help start the conversation on where those people can go for additional help.
To be able to bring out sack meals is just such a great way to start a conversation with someone, to say, hey, are you hungry? And then we can move forward to, well, where are you staying tonight? Do you have enough gear?
Another way you can help is getting gift cards to downtown businesses and restaurants. That way people have a chance to get out of the cold and have a meal or coffee as a paying customer. If you'd like to help, or if you have some things you'd like to donate, you can call the Friends of the State Street Families outreach number. It's right there on your screen, 608-535-9394. You can also find them on Facebook and send them a message.
All right, big game for the Packers tonight as they head to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. A lot rides on this one. If the Packers win, they can clinch the NFC North. If the Packers beat the Vikings and the Lions next week, they'll also have a first-round bye in the playoffs. Right now, Green Bay and Minnesota have clinched playoff berth. Kickoff is scheduled for 7:15 on ESPN. Badger Dmytryk Trice is the Big Ten Co-Player of the Week. He scored 31 points in the win over UW-Milwaukee Saturday. It's the first time in his career he's gotten that honor. The Badgers will travel to Tennessee this weekend, face the Volunteers on December 28th.
The Badger football team leaves Christmas Day for the Rose Bowl, and it's encouraging its fans to go take your picture at the Wall of Roses to show your support. The wall is located at Hilldale Mall in Madison. They're asking that you send those fan pictures to their Twitter feed. The Badgers, of course, face the Oregon Ducks in the granddaddy of them all on New Year's Day. At this very special time every year, a rural town in central Wisconsin starts getting a lot of attention. Rudolph, Wisconsin is a town with about 400 people. The small town post office receives letters from all over the world just for its special Christmas-themed postmark. It's a tradition that's been going on for generations.
We'll remember coming to do it, and we probably get some people that stamp that had done it as children as well.
The post office says it's gotten mail from Iowa, Illinois, Missouri, and even Texas.
More to come on News 3 Now at 5 up next. A new email is firing up debate over President Trump's impeachment. We'll tell you why.
And coming up tonight at 6, the unseasonable temperatures have made their way into Wisconsin. But it doesn't mean that you can't enjoy some winter activities. We'll have the details on that coming up tonight at 6.
Wall Street set to close early for the holiday tomorrow afternoon. Today at the closing bell, the Dow jumps 96, NASDAQ adds almost 21, the S&P up 3 points, and we'll be right back. A newly released email is adding fuel to the fight over whether witnesses should be called in a Senate impeachment trial. Less than 2 hours after President Trump finished a phone call where he asked Ukraine's president to investigate Joe Biden, White House official Michael Duffy sent an email directing the Defense Department to hold off on military aid to Ukraine and that, given the sensitive nature of the request, to keep the information closely held. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer sent a letter to his colleagues today saying the email is evidence the White House needs to release more documents and witnesses related to the impeachment case.
A top administration official, one that we requested, is saying, stop the aid 91 minutes after Trump called Zelensky and said, keep it hush-hush. What more do you need?
When it gets over to the Senate, there will be actual evidence introduced and actual witnesses that will show even more that this president did nothing wrong.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she will not send the articles of impeachment to the Senate until the ground rules for the trial are established. President Trump slammed Pelosi on Twitter, accusing the Speaker of, quote, crying about fairness in the Senate and saying she will lose Congress in the next election. Boeing CEO Dennis Muilenburg has stepped down. This comes after the company faced a series of setbacks, including 2 fatal crashes, delays, and numerous issues with its 737 MAX aircraft. Boeing continues to struggle to get its most important product back in the air. Chairman David Calhoun will take over as CEO effective January 13th, 2020.
For the first time in more than 200 years, Paris's Notre Dame Cathedral will not celebrate Christmas Mass. The more than 850-year-old building is still being restored after a devastating fire in April. The cause of the blaze is still unclear. Despite the extensive damage, including the collapse of its roof and spire, the French government is confident that services will resume again by 2025.
People are trying to reconstruct and give everything to rebuild it. And it's maybe the opportunity to go to other churches and to rebuild your faith.
Thousands of donors have combined to pledge more than $1 billion to rebuild the cathedral.
Holiday travel rush already underway. Millions of people taking to the skies, rails, and roads. AAA reporting more than 115 million Americans will travel. And from now through New Year's Day, the TSA expects nearly 42 million passengers at airports nationwide. It's a 4% boost from last year. Officials at LaGuardia, New York, are expecting to screen about 50,000 travelers and crew members a day during a record-breaking holiday getaway.
We advise people to get to the airport 2 hours before a domestic flight, 3 hours before an international flight.
Okay. All right, those choosing to hit the roads instead are already facing travel headaches. Bad weather caused a nearly 70-car pileup on I-64 near Williamsburg, Virginia, and heavy rain forced road closures in Florida. The day after Christmas will bring the worst delays, with trips nearly 2 times longer than usual. Weather cannot be blamed in these parts. Meteorologist Dana Fulton joining us with the forecast.
That is the good news, at least. Mother Nature's playing along for southern Wisconsin. Some areas of the country, though, as you can see, dealing with some rain. And if you're hoping to see any snow for Christmas, you just have to travel a little bit to the north, just north of Camp Douglas and the Dells. We have snowfall right now stretching from the Twin Cities up towards the UP. So if you are heading north for Christmas, plan on getting the white stuff. If you're staying south or traveling south, though, no snow on the ground, and we don't have any moving on in. Temperatures are just too warm, and we don't have any moisture coming in either. In fact, as we look overnight, we're going to continue to have a partly cloudy sky for a few hours, becoming mostly cloudy by Tuesday morning, though. Christmas Eve morning, we start the day off close to freezing. Another night where we're really not going to drop below freezing, so everything stays thawed outside. We don't get frozen for the start of Christmas Eve. In the afternoon, we will be mostly cloudy, high temperatures in the mid to upper 40s with a breeze coming from the south. At night, Christmas Eve into Christmas Day, a little cloudy. Rudolph's going to be necessary, but it really shouldn't be too rough of a ride. Just those clouds hanging on out. Temperatures only dropping to the mid to upper 30s for overnight lows for Christmas Day. And we have a mostly cloudy sky throughout Christmas Day with a small chance for some drizzle creeping in later on in the afternoon and evening. Not even really picking anything up on our future track, but a little bit of moisture with these clouds. Might squeeze out a few drizzle spots. Nothing again to write home about or to write to Santa about. In fact, our precipitation, looking at our 6 to 10 day outlook, which carries us through New Year's Eve and New Year's Day into the start of 2020, it seems pretty likely that it will be fairly close to average, if not a little bit above. And that kind of lines up with our 10-day forecast, having a few days with a little opportunity for precipitation, but not a whole lot coming on through. Overnight, we'll fall to the low 30s, a mostly cloudy sky, mild. with some patchy fog possible early in the morning as those temperatures will fall close to our dew points. Tomorrow afternoon, high temps will be in the mid to upper 40s. Another very mild day outside. I know some people still wrapping up Christmas shopping. If you've been procrastinating, at least the roads should be fine, though I would imagine that the malls and everywhere will be very busy outside for Christmas Eve. For Christmas Day, temperatures again in a very mild spot. The cloud coverage hangs out for us, though. High temperatures climbing into the 40s in the afternoon, and then we start to see the sunset a little after 4 o'clock, and those temperatures will fall back into the 30s overnight heading into Thursday. Thursday should also be a pretty smooth travel day. Another day with mild temperatures. The cloud coverage expected throughout the day. Some of that drizzle from late Wednesday might linger into early Thursday morning, but again, not a good chance to see a lot of accumulation or even a lot of moisture sliding on through. Friday, our temps drop back just a little bit with a variably cloudy sky. We're in the low 40s for overnight lows or for afternoon highs. Overnight lows, though, don't drop into the 20s until this weekend. We have a chance for rain this weekend for Saturday afternoon. It may turn into some light snowfall Saturday night into Sunday morning, but the ground's so warm, and at that point it'll be a little saturated. None of that's likely going to stick. Heading into next week, we look ahead to New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Temperatures right around the ball drop for New Year's Eve will be near 30 degrees. We'll fall into the 20s for our overnight lows, and New Year's Day also looking a little bit above average as those high temperatures will be in the mid 30s. A little cooler than Christmas. But still not in the upper 20s, which is where we should be for this time of year. As far as the roads are concerned, of course, traffic just a really big focus right now for the next few days. Looking at the Beltline and Park Street, a lot of folks hopping on the roads, whether they are traveling for Christmas or just trying to get home for work. The good news, no accidents to report right now. The Beltline is moving a little slow on the eastbound side near Rimrock Road. That accident is only blocking the shoulder. It's not causing any lane delays as traffic is still moving, but down to about 15 miles per hour, closer to the Gammon Road exit, up in the 60s. So that's good news. 12 passing through Prairie du Sac, up through Baraboo and the Dells. Should be a pretty smooth drive right now and around downtown Janesville. We aren't seeing any major delays from Janesville to the Beltline. It'll be 24 minutes, 16 minutes to get from Sauk City to Middleton, and from Sun Prairie to downtown at 17 minutes this evening. That's a quick look at traffic.
Thank you, Dana.
Still ahead on News 3 now at 5. 'Tis the season for feel-good movies. The battle for holiday TV viewers is more competitive than ever. 'Tis the season for laughter, holiday cheer, and movies. This year, millions of people are finding comfort in and joy watching Christmas movies on networks and streaming services.
Nichelle Medina has a look at the popularity of these movies and the demand for more.
Wherever you look,
why are they staring?
merry movies are dominating the airwaves.
The Christmas TV wars are on each and every year, but I feel like they've gotten even bigger.
Variety reporter Angelique Jackson says it's all about original content, and this year, the competition is fierce.
We have Hallmark and Lifetime that have really cornered the market on a Christmas TV movie, but now you have Netflix, Freeform, even ABC Network getting into the game.
85 million people watched a Hallmark Christmas movie in 2018. This year, the network released a record 40 movies. Lifetime added 30, Netflix 6.
Everyone is starting to get in on this game in different ways. You have Freeform, who's trying to be a lot more diverse and include casts of color, LGBTQ characters. And I think that is where we're seeing this going.
In the Dmytryk house, holiday movies are a family affair.
My favorite ones are the ones that have a little bit of magic.
Right down to the t-shirts. It's quality time together to celebrate the magic of the holidays.
It's like a little bit of Christmas morning every single day leading up to Christmas.
I can't even reach my own slippers.
Allow me. Perfect fit.
Stars of these holiday hits like Rose McIver from the popular Netflix franchise A Christmas Prince agreed.
People want to watch. It resonates with them. I think people want to see something that makes them feel good.
Whether you're looking for love,
You like her. I think you should tell her before she leaves.
or a holiday miracle, this feel-good TV is a Christmas tradition that is here to stay. Nichelle Medina, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And stay with us. We'll have another check of your holiday forecast in just a moment.
For a clear, easy-to-understand forecast, watch First Alert Weather.
Tonight on the CBS Evening News, Americans on the move. Messy weather and airport delays causing headaches. What to expect if you're traveling this holiday. Plus, Boeing's CEO fired, why he was forced out. And we'll meet a very special elf tonight using his retirement to brighten Christmas for kids in need. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
A Milwaukee County Transit System bus driver is being credited with reuniting 2 lost dogs with their owner.
Driver Jamie Grabowski said she had just finished her shift on December 18th around midnight when she saw 2 dogs running in and out of the street. She got the dogs onto her bus and then contacted authorities and brought them to a dog shelter. A family who lost the dogs say they let them outside to use the bathroom, but they didn't know that a gate in their yard was open. The entire family was thrilled to learn the dogs had been rescued by the driver. They were 2.5 miles from home.
They're just taking the bus around town.
Right,
Just wanted to see the city.
Yeah.
Final check, Dane. A lot of people hitting the road, and it's looking pretty good for that, if that's your plan.
The road should be fine. Yes, yes. Really mild weather. The sky should be pretty quiet, too. That's the good news. Mostly cloudy tonight and for Christmas Eve and for Christmas Day. Temperatures back in the upper 40s for afternoon highs for the next several days. May see a little drizzle creeping back in for Wednesday afternoon, lingering into Thursday morning, but it's really not going to be much. No need to, of course, be concerned about any travel plans. And by the weekend, that'll be our next chance for some showers.
All right, we'll be back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. CBS Evening News coming your way next. Stay tuned.